Hi, Tanna Marshall here with your Feel Good Friday message. And I'm going to be starting a new little series about Find What Feels Good. And we're going to go through different aspects of health and well-being. And today we're going to talk about movement and exercise. And I'm coming from you from the floor again because Boo Boo's down here and needed some attention. Hopefully he'll do his little upside down thing for you again because it's so cute. No, stop. He's trying to eat things now. But I just came from doing my workout today. And on days when I'm recording, it sounds weird, but I will take a shower, wash my hair. I'll do a workout that's not too strenuous so I don't get all sweaty, but I kind of let my hair dry while I'm doing it. And I thought today I would just do a quick message for you about working out before I've even had a chance to style my hair, because I've done messages before about working out and finding exercise that feels good to you and finding movement that feels good to you. And I've constantly been changing up my routine over the years. As I've mentioned before, when I was 17, that's pretty much when I started doing aerobics. I started with the 20-minute workout that was very popular on TV back then with scantily clad women doing interesting exercises. But that's when I started, and I continued on, and I did a lot of working out with Kathy Smith. I had a ton of her videotapes and DVDs. I really, really love her. I found other people over the years that I really like, whether they had a TV show or I bought their DVDs or videos or both. And for a few years, I kind of got off track because of caring for my mom, and I had a back injury. I fell and sprained my sacrum in 2010, so I couldn't work out a lot at that time. And then with the whole becoming more immersed in my mom's care, I really got off track with my eating and working out and all that. And there were things interspersed here and there, like I did S Factor, the pole dancing class, for about a year, and I loved that. But when I fell and sprained my sacrum, I also hurt my wrist, and so I couldn't really hold onto the pole as well or do the moves. I actually have my own pole. I have to put it up again one day, but I had to kind of stop that. So I got into yoga a couple of years ago. I'd wanted to get into yoga, and I found Yoga with Adriene on YouTube, and I love her. If you haven't checked her out, I'll put a link. I don't know where it's going to show, but I'll put a link to her channel here, because if you've ever wanted to try yoga, or if you like yoga and you want to do it at home, she's an amazing resource. She's got a yoga routine for anything you could think of, whether you want to strengthen, relax, even when you're sick, when you're hungover, ladies, if we're having cramps or having female issues, she's got a video for that. So I did that exclusively for about a year. And then I felt like I wanted more movement. So I started looking for something else to complement that and include with my yoga routine. And I found Jessica Smith TV. I'll put a link to that here too. I love this girl, and I thought maybe she's related to Kathy Smith, but I don't think she is. But she's this beautiful young girl who does these amazing workouts. And I just started with this one that was 10 minutes long, and I really enjoyed it. It was a walking workout that also worked your abs. So I was kind of easing back into it. And I've loved that so much that I've been doing it more and more. And now I use the yoga as kind of my cool down stretch, relaxation after the workouts. And I just want to remind you that there are so many resources out there. And I know that I'm not the norm, that most people want to go to the gym. And people always say to me, oh my God, you have so much discipline to do it from home. And I'm like, I think it takes a lot more discipline to get dressed, get in my car, and drive somewhere to go do a workout rather than just do it at home with a DVD or online. So to each his own, but that's what works for me. I don't want to, it's harder for me to go anywhere because of my mom. I got to stay here. But I can just roll out of bed, put on workout clothes, go in my living room and work out, and then I'm done. So that's my preferred way of exercising and working out. But Jessica Smith is kind of the exercise equivalent of Adriene, yoga with Adriene, because she's got a workout routine for everything. Every time I've had any kind of physical issue, I mean, my feet were giving me problems a few weeks ago, and I didn't know why, but it was hurting to be on them, but I didn't want to skip my workout. She had a chair routine that kicked my ass. So I definitely didn't miss out on working out. So, she's got the same thing, different parts of the body. She's got one for that time of the month for women, which was perfect when I needed that. Because again, I didn't feel great. I didn't have a lot of energy, but I didn't want to miss my workout. So that's when you know you found something that you really like, when you don't want to miss it, when you look forward to doing it and it makes you feel good. So look for something that makes you feel good. If you hate exercise, don't think of it as exercise. Think of it as movement that feels good to you, because I think everybody feels good when they move. And you just have to find what you enjoy. It could be dance, it could be a dance class, it could be just putting music on and dancing around your living room. And you also have to count things like housework and things that you're doing around the house, or maybe your job requires some physical activity. Maids in hotels, they get a lot of exercise every day. And there was actually a study done where they told one group of maids to think of their work as exercise, and the other group they didn't say anything to. And the ones that viewed it as exercise or recognized that it was exercise got more of a physical benefit out of it. I think they burned a little bit more fat. So I have to count all the work that I do with my mom, all of the lifting and adjusting and shuffling and supporting her around the house. That's a workout for me. And thank God she's lost a lot of weight, because I have to support her a lot of times to get her from point A to point B. And it's very stressful on my back. And so I have to really be conscious of using my core and strengthening it and supporting myself while I'm supporting her. But that's a workout too. So I definitely count that. So just think about what feels good. And this is Yoga with Adrienne's slogan, and it's interesting because it's very aligned with what we're doing here too. These are Feel Good Fridays, and her slogan is Find What Feels Good. So I'm going to encourage you to find what feels good. Like I said, we're going to do a few other messages in different areas about how you can find what feels good to you in those areas. And today we're just talking about working out, exercise, movement. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons that I love to move is because I really appreciate it. And I've mentioned this in past videos again, but I will tell you here in case you haven't seen those. When I was 15, I was diagnosed with lupus, and I cured it about 9 years ago. So I'm free of that. I don't have it anymore. But I had arthritis very bad when I first got sick. I got edema, my legs swelled up, my joints started hurting. I had a really hard time moving. Walking was hard. I walked with a limp. Stairs were torturous. Lifting things up was really difficult. I couldn't open my refrigerator door with one hand. I couldn't hold a carton of milk with one hand. I had a very bad relapse when I was working at a flower shop. That's a chain. I don't know if it's through the whole country, but it's a chain that was here. And it's cold. It was a cold winter, and this place is all cement and brick, and you have to stand in the refrigerator to pull flowers out and show people things. And I had a very bad relapse while I was working at this flower shop. And the night that it happened, driving home, I couldn't even move my hands. I had a stick shift, and I couldn't even get my hand around the steering wheel. I had to steer it with my palm, and I had to do my gear shift just with my palm. I had the hardest time. So I know what it feels like to be in a body that is extremely painful all the time. And so as I started feeling better, I really appreciated movement. And that really helped me recover from that and regain a lot of my strength and mobility just starting to move again. So if you have any kind of pain, just find what feels good to you. And if you're under a doctor's care, check with your doctor to find out what's going to be safe for you to do. But you really can't go wrong if it feels good. So find what feels good as far as movement and get that body moving and do what feels right to your body too. Don't force yourself to do anything like, oh, I should do this, or this is the hottest workout right now, or this is going to give me the most benefit. If it doesn't feel good, and you're looking at it like, ugh, like drudgery, it's not going to benefit you, because your attitude about it is going to influence all the cells in your body, because your energy does have a huge impact over what your body does. Hi, boo-boo, or how your body responds. So you want to make sure you feel good about it, because it's going to have a whole other level of physical benefits for you. If you enjoy it, you're looking forward to it, it's going to raise your endorphins just by doing it. But if you're already in a better place mentally about it, then it's going to have even more benefit for you. So just find what feels good as far as movement. Move your body. It doesn't have to be a formal workout. Just make sure that it feels good to you and that it strengthens you on some level. Even just walking. Get out and walk around your neighborhood. I would do a lot more walking, but I live on a really, really busy street, and that is not enjoyable for me. And even the small side streets around my house, everybody takes those streets to avoid the major traffic. We have a freeway at the end of my street, so that's why we have so much traffic here. So I tried when I first got laid off. I thought I'm going to go walking every morning, and it was so strenuous and it's stressful because there's just so much traffic everywhere, and I'm places where there aren't a sidewalk. I'm worried I'm going to get hit by a car. I like to walk where it's beautiful, out in nature, quiet. Not a lot of people around, no traffic, obviously. And of course, my favorite place to walk is Disneyland. If I lived near Disneyland, I'd be there walking every day. I'd go there, walk around for an hour, and then come home. But when I'm there, I walk about on average 8 or 9 miles when I'm there because ooh, I love it. I love it. I'm outside. I'm at my favorite place. I'm walking, walking, walking. So find what you enjoy and do it often. And do it as often as feels good. Don't force yourself to do it more than what feels good to you. Because again, if you're going to force yourself, you don't want to injure yourself or do too much. And you do need to have those periods of rest in between to let your body recover. So you might want to mix it up, have something more strenuous one day, do something a little less strenuous another day, and just even it out so that your body is getting the most benefit out of all of the movement that you choose, regardless of what that movement is. So that's my message for you today. If you already have a routine, make sure it feels good to you. If you don't have a routine, just think about what you enjoy doing as far as moving your body and start to do a little bit more of it. Do a little bit of research and find out how you can incorporate that into a movement routine or just your daily activities to give your body a little bit more movement and just make sure that it feels good. And I hope that you feel good watching these videos because I always feel good making them for you. So thank you once again for joining me today. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Leave your comments below. If you have any suggestions, I'm sure other people would love to read them. I would love to read them. You never know what I might take on as something new later on. So thank you in advance for leaving your comments. And if you would like these videos delivered straight to your inbox every Friday, jump over to my website, Tanna Marshall. Join the mailing list. You get a little free gift and you get a special message from me every Friday that only goes out to my list. So with that, I want to wish you a great weekend. And no matter what you're doing, make sure that your movement feels good to you and enjoy it and continuously include more movement that feels good to you. And you will always have a healthy, happy body. Take care and I'll see you next time.